It's not.
It's on here, but not working.
It's not muted over there.
It's not muted over there?
It's muted.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can you lift your foot?
Oh, sorry.
Kannst du dann nochmal den Zoom im Messenger schicken, Benjamin?
Ja.
Oh,
Kannst du deinen Namen auf ändern auf... Aha, German, gut.
Peter Geiser Chairman. Soll ich so schnell etwas heißen?
Ja, es steht auf nicht German, so ich vergessen.
Ja, doch, ich habe geschrieben da.
Ja, aber da im letzten Text haben wir vergessen. Und dann eine Klammer und dann...
Egal. Dann sollen die Menschen auf unserer Seite schauen, wer ich bin. Aber jetzt sollten wir dann anfangen, weil jetzt ist schon wieder die Hälfte der Leute weg. Okay, vielleicht werden sie eh nicht bleiben, aber... And it's a meeting where the board informs all of you guys what is going on in Cross Culture. So the things we are discussing and have been discussing recently, the decisions we are taking and where we are going. And you also have the opportunity to give feedback and questions. So that's why we are on Zoom. So also the people who are joining digitally can give some comments and ask questions. So let's start with our first point on the agenda, which is how COVID-19 is affecting us at the moment and has been affecting us during summer and fall. As you know, we had physical and digital events in parallel during summer and fall. Yeah, we apologize that sometimes it was a bit short notice announcement of how events will take place because we had to adjust short notice based on the regulations from the government, and we always tried to inform you about what's going on, but sometimes it was a bit short notice when we had to cancel in-person events because COVID-19 cases were going up and there were restrictions. But there is also a good point to how COVID-19 has affected us because it has improved our digital presence a lot and our live stream quality has improved. So now we have a great quality live stream every week for all those who prefer to join from home or who are sick and are not allowed to come here. Now a very important update from next week. So from 24th of November until the end of the year, we will have digital events only. And this is because of the new restrictions from the government that came beginning of last week, I think. It's not allowed anymore to meet with more than 8 people from 24th of November. So everything will be digital. We continue with Sunday services, Tuesday Bible studies, and Friday prayer and worship. but everything will be digital. We will send out the links and information as we did before, but please don't come here to Lutheran Church because it will be closed and no one will be here. But we really want to try to stay in touch with each other and to continue our journey in our faith together, even in times like these. And it's so much needed that we continue studying the Bible, praising and worshiping God, and yes, just meet and encourage each other on our journey with God. So please join the digital events. If you have troubles with the technology, please let us know. You can send us an email or just contact us in any way, and we can help you to set up something that works for you so you can join us digitally. We don't want to exclude anyone because we're not meeting in person at the moment. Yes, so our next point is an update about the fundraising project. This project has been around for almost 2 years now, and somehow it's not been that much happening so far, and no one really knew what was the goal and how everything looks like. So we had an extra meeting with the board to discuss all these questions and to decide what is the actual goal and how we will go about to reach that goal. So our current goal is to employ Ed with 25% from the beginning of 2021, which is quite soon. We start with a 25% employment because we think that's what is realistic to reach. We will go into the financial details a bit more later on. But first, some administrative points and what we are working on right now in the board. So since we are part of EFS, we are an EFS Annan Förening since 1 or 2 years. This employment will run through EFS. So Ed will be employed by EFS Riks, which is EFS in all of Sweden. They will write the contract and everything, and will be the official employer, which also means that we send the money to them. They do all the administration, and Ed is employed for our congregation. So we are currently working on this administrative part. We are writing a job description because that's needed for the application that we then send to EFS. And if they are fine with our application and our job description, they will publish the position, because all positions in Sweden have to be made public. And then there will be a job interview. And hopefully then we can employ Ed after this process, if EFS accepts everything. And if they don't, they will let us know what we have to change so we can have an employment. So this is just administrative work, but it's not that it wouldn't be possible, at least from the administrative part of it. And we are also looking into opportunities, how we can get financial support from EFS. There might be a way that they support us financially, at least in the beginning, to employ our pastor, but we don't know yet about that, but we're looking into that. So let's look a bit more into the financial part of it. Our goal is to have around 15,000 crowns per month. This is much more than a 25% salary for a pastor, but this also includes some administrative costs. We will pay like 10%, I think, of the salary to EFS for their administrative work. And then we also have to pay taxes and yes, these kinds of things that you have to pay as an employer in Sweden. So right now, the board members are tithing, so we give 10% of our salary to the church every month. And this is around 4 households giving, more or less 2,000 crowns every month. So with this, we are around halfway. But over the last 2 years, our net balance looks more like this. which is because we also need money for other things than employing it as a pastor. We need to rent a church, buy some equipment. We give money for social aid. We help people in need. We need money for outreaches, for technical equipment, and all kinds of things. So we're not really halfway yet, which is why we need your help. Yes, I just want everyone to realize that we really need your help. So that's why it's coming in every letter by itself. And this is an example of how we could reach that goal of 15,000 crowns a month. Maybe there are 2 more households in our congregation that could give around 2,000 crowns every month. Maybe other households, they don't have so much money that they can give to church, but maybe 3 more households can give 1,000. And maybe there are also single persons that can give maybe 500 crowns a month, and then we could also reach out to other churches, to home churches or partner churches that we have in the US or in other countries. We know a lot of people. Over the last 10 years, we have met a lot of people that were part of Cross Culture for 1 year, 2 years.
It's 15,000 crowns, not 1,500 for 2 churches.
No, wait, this is a new example. I made this up. It's how we
sorry.
It's like if 2 more households give 2,000 each month, 3 more give 1,000, 4 people give 500, and 2 churches give 1,500, which is not a lot even for a small church. If you sum up these numbers, it will add up to around 12,000, I think, and then together with what we have at the moment, we're at around 15,000. But that's just an example. It could, of course, also be that churches give a one-time donation of, I don't know, 15,000, and then, we have different numbers. But that's just so you can get an idea how we can reach that goal. But there are more people needed than just the tithing of the board members. And of course, there's also your donations that go into the budget of Cross Culture. But since we are aiming for a monthly salary, it's best for us, or easiest for us, to know that we get the same amount of money, or more or less the same amount of money every month. So we know a bit more how much we can expect than if we just get one-time donations. Of course, one-time donations are also very welcome, but if you can make a commitment to pay a certain amount of money for maybe a year or half a year, this helps us more, because then we can plan. Yes, Gabriel will talk a bit more about this financial part in a bit. Just one more slide about the fundraising project. Of course, we also want to let you know how you can donate. You find all this on our webpage under Support Us. You can pay via Bankier or Swish. This works only in Sweden. But if you are not in Sweden or don't have a Swedish bank account, you can transfer to our account directly, which works internationally, or you can use PayPal. These are the 4 options we have at the moment. But we don't want that logistic difficulties or administrative burden prevents anyone from donating to us. So if you are missing any way of payment, so let us know, we can try to implement it. These are just the ways that we could think of at the moment and that don't come with a huge cost for us, because we don't want the administrative cost for a payment option to be too high compared to the money we get in, because we want the maximum amount of money to go into our ministry, to go into Ed's salary. Yes, so now I hand over to Gabriel for a bit more details on the financial part.
microphone there. Do you want to take this one?
Do I need that one?
No, that is connected here. So
Oh.
if you put on like just a microphone, then it's
Okay, here we go. Now this should. Can you remove the laptop? A little bit. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's not showing my shared screen. Or let me share again.
No, it was before, but now it's just your icon. Now we have it.
Now it's showing. Cool. Right. So yeah, I want to show a little bit of how, with the income that we have and how it's looking, kind of, if we look back on previous years and how we're moving forward. And so we can see the green line. This green line shows our total income per year, and this last one is showing how it's been until end of October. The red one is showing our expenses, total expenses per year, and have the same, and it's all from 2016, as you can see down here. And this yellow line indicates how much we have much revenue, or how much is left over for each year for use for other types of spending. So we can see that we have in the 2 last years, that's when we've started with tithing, more normal tithing, so to say, and then so that's our revenue has increased, or the increased because of that. And so if we look then, let's see if I want to switch the. Yeah, there we go. So, right, and you see the outcomes here have been increasing quite a lot during 2020 and 2019, and that's because we've made some efforts in both digitalizing and doing advertisement and stuff for the fundraising. And so if we think more about our normal expenses, more the standard expenses, then the lines would look more like this. We would have more of around 42,000 in yearly expenses. And as such, our revenue or our increase is much higher per year. So if we look a little bit more, can I zoom in on this? Like that? A little bit more detailed. So if you look over on here since 2016 to 2020, we have an average about 70,000 per year in income and about 48,000 in expenses in average per year. This is also including then the media equipment and all of those things, which means then that we've had about per month 1,800 in average over those 5 years. But if we then look more at just the latest 2 years, 2019 and 2020, we're more at 3,000 per month in revenue. And if we normalize those, not counting in expenses for media trip and advertisements and stuff like this, things that it's more like a one-time expense, we're more closer to 6.7 thousand per month in revenue. So if you look then more at average those things and compare that towards salary. So if we think about a salary that is 36,000, and 25% of that is 9,000. And then in average, if you average these two, we have about a revenue of 5,000 per month, which means that we can cover about 35% or 35 to 36% of a salary with our current income. But then if we also consider what what we already have, our savings, then we're able to support unemployment for next year, but our savings and will also diminish. And so we want to increase our monthly income so that we can grow the community and continue to employ a pastor for more percent and for a longer time period. And so that's why we have the fundraising and why that's an important project for us, because we want to grow our community and grow the have a pastor within our community. If you have any questions on that, I can answer. No questions? Then I stop sharing.
Super.
Okay, our next point on the agenda is our plans for Advent and Christmas. So these plans are that we have Sunday services, Bible studies, and Friday prayer and worship as usually, but they will continue digital only until the end of the year, as I said before. Then for the services between the 20th of December and the 3rd of January, which also includes potential Christmas services on 24th or 25th of December, or maybe if we want to do something together on 31st of December on New Year's Eve. So we made a poll for this on Messenger, where you can let us know if you will be in Uppsala these days or not. So please fill in this poll. If you're not in the Messenger group, you can also send an email to us letting us know when you're here and would like to meet with people from Cross Culture, or you can talk to the board members. Or we will have to meet digitally, but we want to provide opportunities to spend the Christmas and New Year's time together for those of you who stay in Uppsala. So please let us know and we can plan accordingly. Then we also have 2 social aid projects that we want to support. One is the Dorcas Romania Blue Bucket campaign. I will show a bit more about that in a bit. And then we also support Malin, who is preparing presents for poor children here in Löten area. Yes, so we also supported her the last 2 years, and we are planning to do that again also this year. Yes, so I have to switch to the other presentation. No, wait. I'm not sure where I can find it. Kommer du för? Misstag. Das ist da. Ich habe es geöffnet, aber es ist verschwunden. Ja, nein, die brauche ich noch wieder. Okay. Den Fall. Ja, jetzt sind beide da, siehst du? Oh. Yes, now we get the other presentation up here. So this is short information about the Blue Bucket campaign, which is a campaign by Dorcas Romania, which is the organization that we already sent some money to in spring. And they have this campaign from 1st of November to 20th of December. And they want to help poor people in Romania by providing these blue buckets that are filled with different kind of food and other things that they might need. Yes. So here are some pictures. And with these blue buckets, they want to be a living witness of the love of Christ. Oi. You want? Yes, here is some more information about this project that we want to support as a congregation. Yes, just to help all these people. We can see some more pictures. Yes, here they are bringing the blue buckets. And I think some of the text just disappeared. Yeah, but they are helping old people, sick people, poor families, people that need such a blue bucket with like simple food, such as oil, sugar, flour, rice, pasta, some canned meat, sweets, vegetables, jam and biscuits. And this year also a hygiene kit with mask and disinfectant. And the total cost of such a bucket is around 10 euros. So you know. And this year they want to give out 1,500 blue buckets, which is around 15,000 euros then that they need in total. Here they show. It goes to elderly people, sick people, poor families. And if you want to be part of that campaign, you can switch to Cross Culture and write a message, blue bucket. Here you have our switch number, and you can also find it on our webpage. The cost of a full bucket is around 10 euros or 100 crowns. So you can think that if you now donate 100 crowns, it will be one more bucket that will be given out to a poor family, to an elderly person in Romania or sick person. Yes. So that was that about the Blue Bucket campaign. You can also follow them on Facebook. They are called Dorcas Romania, and see some more pictures and the video there. And they end their presentation with Proverbs chapter 19, verse 17. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. So this presentation was sent to us by the organization, and we will also send out some more information to you by email, but we wanted to talk about that first. The campaign is running until the 20th of December, so if you want to donate to this project, please do so before that, so that people can get their blue buckets before Christmas. So we can come back to this presentation. Yes, we will also have Christmas outreach during this Christmas time. Maybe you remember what we did the last 2 years for Christmas outreach. We went on the buses here in Uppsala. We went to the train station and to Gränby Centrum to sing Christmas songs and hand out some information about who we are and why we celebrate Christmas to the people. But this year it's not recommended to meet with more than 8 people. It's not recommended to sing because it increases spread of virus, and it's not recommended to be on buses and public transportation. So this is for sure not a great idea. So we had to come up with some alternative ideas here. So our first project will be fika and Christmas cards for our friends, work colleagues, and neighbors. You can either buy some fika or bake something. And then Lynn is preparing some Christmas cards that explain people why we actually celebrate Christmas and that Jesus, the light of the world, was born on Christmas Day. And that's the reason why we celebrate Christmas. So if you would like to be part of this project, please get in contact with Lynn, and we will provide you with these Christmas cards. You can bake some fika and give it to your friends, your neighbors, your work colleagues, and we were also thinking to hand it out to people around here in Löten area. And then we were also planning to do an online Christmas caroling instead of the singing on the bus. So we will either live stream or pre-record some Christmas carols and then share them on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page for people who cannot celebrate Christmas with their big family this year, so they can watch the Christmas carols and get some Christmas atmosphere in their homes and hear about why we celebrate Christmas. If you would like to be part of that, you can get in contact with Ed, who is in charge of this. Yes, and also here your help is needed. We were planning to print, I think, several hundred of these Christmas cards, and they need to be handed out so people can hear about the good news. So please get in contact with Lynn for the Christmas cards and the fika, and get in contact with Ed for the Christmas caroling. And now it's time for your feedback and questions. And we want to thank all of you for being part of the Cross Culture family. We wouldn't be what we are without you. And it's great to journey together in our faith with all of you guys. Yes, so are there any questions? Wait, can I hear people? Yes, I can. No questions? Okay, you're also very welcome to send your questions and feedback to info@crossculture.se. You can also find our email address on our webpage. So please get in contact with us if you have any questions or feedback later on. Yeah, thanks for showing interest in what are our plans and what we're working on right now. And thanks for supporting us also in prayer. Then see you next Sunday digitally. Bye, everyone.